Up next is Kim Amplement, Senior Planner with the Town of Amherst. A two-time UB graduate, Kim manages long-range planning initiatives, neighborhood development, and the town's capital improvement program. She is also director of the Western New York APA section and a board member for Pro Zoo at the Buffalo Zoo. Tonight, she'll share planning insights from the redevelopment of the Boulevard Mall and the adjacent golf course.
Thank you so much. I will introduce myself a little bit more. So I am the senior planner for the Town of Amherst. I work on long-range planning projects like the comprehensive plan and some smaller area plans. I do a lot of public engagement. And so it's, I think, suiting that I'm going to talk about Boulevard Mall transformation and revitalization for the town over the next few decades. So the town has recently amended its comprehensive plan to encourage more mix of uses, which we're seeing a lot these days, specifically in our major commercial area in the Boulevard Central District, which is like that triangular area. And correspondingly, we made some mixed-use districts that are more form-based, just like the city of Buffalo, that address streets and transitions and frontages as well. And we went micro level and made an action plan for this specific area, which includes the Boulevard Mall. And so this really shows how the zoning could be placed on the ground and influences some future development on the mall site. As you can see, kind of just an example here on how that zoning would play out. So it's no secret that malls are failing. We see it everywhere. The Boulevard Mall went up for auction in 2018. Stores have been closing since, and it's actually been reduced in 70% market value from 2016, and so it's only worth $12 million today. So the town's being really proactive on how we need to revitalize this area. And so our vision is to incrementally retrofit the 64 acres of the mall into a walkable, mixed-use, mixed-income, transit-oriented place that has a town center feel. We have various objectives with that, but really like enhancing the tax base and bringing residents to this new area. And we have a lot of guiding principles, and these I'm going to explain here. So we want a dynamic mix of uses that focus on the form rather than the use to increase density and walkability. And we also want a diversity of housing for low-income residents, for students, for seniors that provide that place that they can then enjoy that mixed-use area. We also have a former Buffalo Athletic Club on the site, which we could use for community programming, spaces for after-school programs. We can work with the school districts. We also want a centralized public open space with both natural and hardscape landscape features that could be used for those programs as well. And as far as like streets, we're going to create new streets that break up the site into various blocks to make them more walkable, since it is 64 acres. And also considering parking, making sure that that's shielded, and a variety of mobility options as well. You know, we're very car-centric in Amherst. So those are all great ideas that the town has, but what can we actually do to make sure that these visions come to light and hold like developers accountable for those? So there's a variety of legal tools and land use tools that I'll talk about, and also different partnerships and incentives that we can use to achieve the vision that we have. So some of the legal tools we're currently exploring and using are redevelopment agreements with current owners to make sure that our vision is kind of set in stone in a contract should they move forward with the site. Also using eminent domain to take land for our public use, and then to kind of utilize that to do an RFP process to get developers to kind of adhere to our vision. We also have a generic environmental impact statement, which really accounts for the growth that we're expecting to see here, the environmental impacts that might come with that. And then we also have mitigation projects identified for more traffic and those impacts as well. So we do partner with our AIDA, with the local development land corp to help achieve this. They can help with disposition of land, acquiring and holding land, and they also have a variety of different incentives that they can provide, PIFs and sales tax exemptions, market recording tax exemptions, and more. So there's land use tools as well. We have an urban renewal agency now and an urban renewal area, which includes the mall. And we created a plan for that area, kind of labeled it as blight, And this can be used by the agency to then guide what happens there and really put that vision into stone. We also will probably be rezoning the area to Center 8, which 8 really kind of relates to the allowable height, to allow for that more dense walkable area. And we are creating an overlay district in our zoning code to provide administrative process efficiencies, but also master site plan elements, which have a lot of design-related things. So you can kind of see we're working on this now. Some of these include those streets that are going to be required to break up the site, make it more walkable, and then also inciting some frontages so that the buildings relate to the street and the environment that we want people to be able to experience there as well. So those streets that I had on that will also have different requirements as well. They will be more complete streets to accommodate a variety of modes of travel, be more green, have wider sidewalks, have the building relate to the street a lot better. Sometimes medians too, to welcome people into the site. And so we can really achieve this vision by doing the things I described, working with current developers, using those legal and land use tools to really set in stone that vision and those parameters that we're looking for, and then also just working with partnerships. So this is really our conceptual design, but it can look a variety of different ways when it kind of comes out. So I just wanted to quote from James Jacobs, designing a dream city is easy, but rebuilding a living one takes imagination. So we're hoping the town is using its imagination to kind of retrofit its suburban history into a new history for the town. So thank you.